Hi, I'm Randy Altman with Post Perspective. We're here with Geoff and Miguel from SGO. Welcome, fellas. Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
Thanks for joining. I know we usually do this on a show floor in Vegas, but circumstances are bringing us here via Zoom. So thank you very, very much. Let's just dig in. If there were an actual NAB, you guys were going to be there with new product, and I believe that is the Mystica 10. Who wants to dive in? First of all, just maybe give a little bit of background about Mystica, what it is, what it does, and over the years, I know it was hardware, software. I think now maybe it's a combination of both. Why don't you just dig in?
Okay, I think I can answer that one. Well, we have been in the industry for the last 25 years, even a little bit more than that. And from the very beginning, we thought it was great to try to bring something to the industry that gave our customers the flexibility to try to address a project beginning to end in a single environment. That was 20 years ago, the idea we had when we started developing Mystica. And so over the years, we have been developing more and more tools, more and more functionalities, and putting them into a product that was a finishing tool. It was allowing people to do editing, compositing, color grading, 3D, VR. So we are evolving and generating more and more functionality, and we were putting that functionality into a single product that was on the market, and that is Mystica product that was based on that development we have been doing over the years. So if I had to say in a few words what is Mystica, it's an extremely fast, probably the fastest, very high-end quality application to finish contents in real time.
Okay, great. And Mystica 10. Talk a little bit about that. Is it a hardware software combination? And I know that there is a special push for color in this iteration. Can you talk about that as well?
As I said before, we have been developing new functionalities for the last 20 years. So with the pass of the years, we found that we had an extremely powerful tool set that we were applying only for color grading and for finishing in the high end. So 3 years ago, we decided that it was a good idea to give access to other people to this technology. And so we started to slice new products and generate new tools that we were targeting to specific markets to give them specific answers to their needs. For example, Mystica VR is a good example of that, or Mystica Workflows, a product that we will present pretty soon. They are examples of that. They are actually sub-products based on Mystica technology, the technology we have been developing for the last 20 years to address specific tasks. So Mystica 10 for us is something extremely special because now that we have the technology and we have the functionality, the performance, and the technical things, the technical aspects that people need, we are putting the focus into the usability of the technology, so making the user interface easy for the people so they can focus in maximizing their creative freedom and not really limiting their productivity because of technical issues. And that is Mystica 10. So as a concept, it's software. We deliver it as a software. If it is on the high end, it could be a bundle with hardware and software. For the normal industry, for the companies in the industry in general, it is a software solution, which is the heart of the Mystica technology with a nicer user interface.
Great. Okay. And so you're making it easier for the people to create and not get stuck on the technology. I get that. That's great. So more and more, and you guys have seen this as well, there are many dedicated colorists, absolutely, but there are also editors who are being asked to do more and more color. Is this a solution that they could use?
We are not really trying to develop an editorial solution. We think there are great editorial tools in the market. You have Habit, which has amazing technology. You have Apple. And so we are not really trying to get into that arena because we think it's better to try to work together with them and to develop a solution that fits the needs for the people. And we focus more on when the performance is key when you need to do things that actually require quite a lot of performance in the system to maximize, to be able to do things that systems can do in real time, and then maximize and make as good as possible the integration with those editorial products. So making the long story short, no, we are not really trying to get into the compositing, into the editing, sorry, market.
Gotcha. Okay. Focused on the colorist. Got it.
Yeah, in finishing in general.
Yeah. But there is something that's worth adding, I think, that you know, that historically we were known for developing software and hardware solutions to make a turnkey system. And what Miguel was saying about slicing the technology allowed us to basically put out our products as software only on a subscription basis. So it's become a lot more accessible to a much wider audience by doing that. And we've been quite careful with our pricing and the business model around that. And so really our technology has become a technology that everyone can now access. So for example, Mystica Ultimate, which is a turnkey system, obviously, is still quite an investment, whereas Mystica Boutique is a software only application. Now everyone can have access to it. And now with Mystica 10, and there is a focus on the colorist, to be quite honest, and there's good reason for that as well. Now is a software that all the colorists can actually try. And now we've been given them a choice. And I think that's important for the market today.
Fantastic. Okay. And anything else before we move on from Mystica 10 that we might not have covered?
Well, I mean, I think it's important to mention as going in the direction that Geoff was commenting about the subscription model. When we did start releasing these new products, we decided to explore a new business model and to try, because we had a great technology, but it was only available for a very few people in the very high end because of the pricing we were using, and we thought it was a nice moment to give a try to see if it was possible to put in place a business model that was a nicer win-win for everybody. So people that don't really need the whole technology, they could have access to the technology without paying a fortune. And we did release VR at that time, and the formula is working incredibly well. And it has been very successful for us because it is helping us to grow as a company, because we are having access to way bigger audience. We have many more people now using the technology, and also it's helping our customers, because actually when they have the need and they need to have a license, they are paying amounts which are around starting on $50, which is few years. Yeah. So they can't really afford the technology, which they are happy because the provider is not spoiling them with the expenses, and we are happy because we have more and more people using the technology. They are giving us incredibly amazing feedback with ideas how to make the product better. So it's a very, very nice win-win. And I think that the formula is working very, very well for us. We are extremely happy and growing a lot because of that. And I think that's something remarkable.
Fantastic.
And Randy, I think I just want to add something about Mystica 10 as well, about why we're focusing on color, because we do listen to the market and we do listen to what our customers are saying. And I think it's probably fair to say, and probably you would agree, maybe others would agree with me, that the color market and the colorists especially probably have been a little bit forgotten over the last few years. There's less people now developing proper solutions for the colorists to use. There's been certainly less development in the color tools, and that's what we're being told time and time again. So there was an opportunity for us to take what we already have in Mystica, which is amazing color science and actually very, very good color tools, but make them very accessible for everyone to try. So I think actually with Mystica 10, we're actually addressing a very specific industry need, which is to deliver something new and exciting, which hasn't been seen for actually quite a few number of years, matched with our commitment to continue developing those color tools, which I think is very, very important, but also backing it up with great customer support, which again has been lacking. And that's not me just saying that, that's what the industry has been telling us. So I think this for me is, you could say, or you could argue that maybe Mystica 10 is an evolution of what we've been doing for many, many years, but actually I think it's probably more of an industry revolution. And based on the feedback we've had already, I think we've got something pretty exciting. And I think, yeah, it's a shame we're not going to NAB to show people directly, but we've been doing some Zoom webinars and things already. And yeah, and we've got a couple of other interesting things that that we're going to be announcing publicly very shortly as well.
Well, is one of those things, is it DVO tools? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I certainly can. So something that I've been working on for a little bit of time with our friends at Digital Vision World. So we a few years ago embraced their technology with the precision grading panel. So we actually have a large number of Mystica users all around the world who are actually using the precision panel, as their grading control surface, which has been great. But of course, they also make some great software, tools as well. And the DVO tools, I think, are really very much recognized by the industry as sort of world-leading image processing tools. So at NAB we would have been announcing the fact that we now have DVO tools for Mystica. So they're going to be offered with Mystica 10 or Mystica Boutique and Mystica Ultima as well. So they're very much integrated with inside the system, so they perform very, very well. And we're going to be offering them directly through SGO and through the SGO shop, on a subscription basis, so pay-per-use basis. So we're very excited about that. I know Digital Vision World are very excited about that, and already say, because we've been talking to a few customers and things, we think this is going to be an awesome announcement for the industry as a whole, actually.
Okay, and I know coming up, not right away, but in a couple of weeks, you're going to have Mystica workflows. Can you talk about that now?
Yeah, absolutely. That is another amazing example of the concept I said before, because actually, for the last years, one of the most challenging aspects of the production cycle for our customers was when they actually finish the production and they have to deliver. They should be happy because they did finish the production, but actually the nightmare starts at that point, because every day there are more and more delivery methods with more and more the delivery formats, and they have to add the proper metadata and the correct metadata to all the deliverable, etc., etc. So suddenly you find out companies with big teams of people just dealing with the deliverables. So we found that actually one of the problems in the industry is that is actually damaging their profitability, because they are spending quite a lot of time and money trying to manage the information and pack it into a package, delivering that package and moving the media and information through the facility. So because we have the technology already, because we support many, well, actually all the file formats in the market, and we have the color science to do color space conversions, and we have most of the pieces that are required in order to generate an XML file, embed metadata, change a color space, transcode on a very fast way using GPU to ProRes or something, or any kind of format. We thought it was great to build one tool to help people to automate those processes. So it will be the next software we will announce in a few weeks. And it is another small brother of Mystica Ultima. It's another slice of the Mystica technology that we mentioned before. And in this case, that one is targeted to people that want to automate processes, to manipulate and do whatever they want with their media, etc., etc. And it's a very nice product, in my opinion, for several reasons. One of them, which is probably the one with the biggest potential, in my opinion, is that the software is 100% Python scriptable. So you can do almost anything you want into the environment, because you can actually script your own needs into something that has a user interface, and you can run it without having to have technical skills. Obviously, the guy that is going to do the coding has to have good coding skills, but when you want to use it, you have an extremely smooth and easy to use user interface, so you can automate processes on a very smooth way. So we are extremely excited that product is going to be another revolution in the market.
Very cool. So where can people go to find out more about SGO, Mystica, and the rest of your tools?
Well, probably the best place to find information about all the things we have been talking about is our webpage, www.sgo.es, and you will find there all the details, all the technical details about both products, Mystica Ultima, Mystica 10, and Mystica workflows, and all the products we have in there available.
Fantastic. Geoff, Miguel, thank you so much. Stay safe. I'll see you at a trade show. I don't know, next year maybe. I don't.
Well, hopefully
Hopefully.
before then.
Yeah.